like.
Derick Dillard to bakers: don't make cakes for gay couples. Derick Dillard is celebrating what he believes to be a victory for religious freedom. And what others believe to be another example of persecution against the LGBT community. On Monday, the United States Supreme Court ruled in favor of a Colorado baker who had refused to create a wedding cake for a gay couple. By a 7-2 margin, the justices sided with Jack Phillips, who argued that his religious objection to same-sex marriage provided him with the First Amendment right to turn down the request of these patrons. However, rather than determine whether religious artisans and businesses have a right to discriminate based on their beliefs, Justice Anthony Kennedy wrote a majority opinion that focused solely on the case at hand. He specifically stated that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission had not treated the baker fairly because various commissioners had made disparaging remarks about his religious beliefs. In other words, Phillips was actually discriminated against by a board that proved to be hostile toward religion. This may not be the case if another baker refuses another gay couple and the debate once again finds its way to the Supreme Court. But this was a nuanced point very much lost on Dillard. Today's 7-2 Supreme Court decision is a huge victory for religious freedom, he tweeted last night, adding, "Government cannot and should not discriminate against religious faith, it is a constitutional right." Again, this is not what the Supreme Court just decided. But whatever. The more relevant celebrity gossip fact here is how this message is yet another instance of Dillard slamming the gay and trans community. In May, Dillard said transgender individuals are mentally ill. Last August, Dillard said the entire concept of transgender is a myth, tweeting in regard to the reality show I Am Jazz, which chronicles the life of a transgender teenager. What an oxymoron. A reality show which follows a non-reality. Transgender is a myth. Gender is not fluid, it's ordained by God. Dillard eventually got fired by TLC for these kinds of controversial comments. He also got destroyed by a distant cousin named John Andrew Stuttard. Derick needs to keep his mouth shut, this astute person recently said, adding, "We don't have to agree with someone's life, but don't speak out publicly when you know you're already disliked by half of America." As a public figure, he should stop being so harsh. As a human being, he should stop being so harsh. But this is still a pretty solid statement. For what it's worth, Justice Kennedy explained that this Colorado Baker case was not meant to set national policy or a national agenda when it comes to the topic of religious freedom or gay rights. The outcome of cases like this in other circumstances must await further elaboration in the courts, he wrote, elaborating as follows. All in the context of recognizing that these disputes must be resolved with tolerance, without undue disrespect to sincere religious beliefs, and without subjecting gay persons to indignities when they seek goods and services in an open market. Hear that, Derick? Sigh. Why do we feel as if you definitely did not?